Welcome to Impact Duty. I'm your host, Manisha Dadlani-Kriplani, bringing you empowering stories of friends and people I admire. Their voices have given me joy and the momentum to share their stories with you. Tamanna Ganglani-Moolchandani was born in Singapore and has spent the last 2 decades in Dubai. After spending many years in media, today she's living her entrepreneurial dream. She's known as the Queen of Foxnuts with her healthy snacking brand, pop&hop. She's had many adventures and journeys, but one phenomenal story is her weight loss transformation. She's climbed the marketing and branding corporate ladder for 20 years and has recently embraced her entrepreneurial side by creating and co-founding entities like pop&hop, Bebo's Bowls, and Caffé 971. Hi, Tamanna. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so delighted to have you over here on Impact Duty. I'm
The
looking forward to
pleasure
our
is mine.
conversation.
The
Have you
pleasure is
been?
surely mine, Manisha. I've been good. It's been a tough couple of months for everybody, I think, globally. But staying strong.
Excellent. Excellent. I love your background.
It's something that keeps me going. Books is our thing. Books is my husband's thing, actually.
Really?
So yeah, it's his little corner.
Wow. And Tamanna, I've been really excited to talk to you because I actually discovered you on Instagram a couple of years ago. So now we've realized we have a whole load of connections being Cindy.
We do.
But prior to that, I actually chanced upon a picture about 2 years ago. And it was this phenomenal weight loss journey that you've made. And that really caught my interest. And I've been an avid follower ever since. And as I've discovered, it's not just been an outer transformation, it's been an inner transformation as well. I'd love for you to tell us why, where, and how this all began.
Yeah, look, Manisha, to be honest, for years and years of my life, I was very, very overweight, obese, to be honest, bad binging, bad patterns and habits of food and workout. None of it ever existed. And then, suddenly there was always this need to lose weight for a wedding or for a particular occasion, and there was a goalpost, and those goalposts would disappear, and then that need to this thing would disappear, and then everybody feels like, oh, one day you'll wake up and you'll just get this revelation to lose weight, and that's doesn't happen either. There was a rude awakening in my case when it came to parenthood, where I was told that you don't lose weight, you don't have kids. It was as simple as that. I was a whooping, close your ears if you can, 121 kilos at that point, and the doctor said, we're not touching you with a barge pole. So I did what I had to do at that time to kind of bring the weight down. There's a lot that goes behind it. I mean, in the sense that yes, I didn't actually have the doctor was right. Things happened for me. My baby and my son are a different story altogether. But it's I am still tortured into it. The journey has been close to what, 8 years, 7 years.
Really?
Um, every single day I beat myself that I need to find motivation. I started with playing tennis because I was like, I find a game that kind of interests me. So, it seems cliche, but when your weight problem is in your genes and you have metabolism issues, you just have to be consistent. It has to be a lifestyle change. It can't be a
Mm-hmm.
fad. It can't be, oh, I'll follow keto today and I'll follow paleo tomorrow.
Right.
I go to tennis to smash the ball, to feel competitive, to relieve my stress. You know, I've stopped dieting. It's a way of life. I try and follow gluten-free, dairy-free. So yeah, as
Really?
cliche as it sounds, it's true. Consistency and commitment is what it takes to get here. The journey is still far ahead. I think I'm still 10, 12 kilos out, but 41, 42 kilos later, I think
Wow.
I've not done bad.
You've done phenomenally well. And you told us why. But how? What was that trigger? Like, how did it actually begin? What was the first thing you did to embark on this journey?
So if I mean, I have a page to try and inspire myself, I think more than other people.
Ah,
It's called Tammy's Losing It on Instagram. If you
yes.
follow that and you go back into the history, I was actually recommended by the doctor to go and do a gastric band, because I said, I tried dieting, I tried working out, nothing works for me. And he said, there's this new thing, go and do it. It's life changing.
Ah,
And I convinced my husband that if this is the way forward, we need to take that plunge, and I did it. Now people said that that's the easy way out, you go and do a weight loss surgery. It's not the easy way out, Manisha. It was very, very difficult,
really?
to have to regurgitate and not be able to eat. And it was not easy to do the weight loss surgery,
Yeah.
by any means. Um, and the mistake I did, which I'd like to advise anybody who does do the weight loss surgery, is that I didn't work out. So initially the first 15, 20 kilos just dropped because of, the surgery.
Right.
But then I got left behind with a lot of loose, skin and a lot of
Right.
health issues. And my advice would be that start working out from day one, start toning your body. But
Ah,
yeah, that's how it started. It started with the weight loss surgery because I had tried everything,
right.
or at least I thought so, and I felt like I'd reached the end of the road and I needed to do something drastic.
Right. And then how did you step into exercise? What was the first thing you did and how did you step into that?
So, like I mentioned, I'd lost the first 15, 20 kilos easily because of, the consumption of food had dropped due to the surgery.
Right.
But then I realized that, I've reached a plateau and I'm not able to lose past 90 kilos. So I'm like,
Hmm.
fine, 90, 95, but I need to break that mark. And workout, gym were not my thing at all. I hated it. I still hate it, maybe. But I found, I said, let me start a sport
Aha.
that I enjoyed. And I played tennis when I was a kid, or, when I was in school. And it was a funny story because I went to my colleague, and, and in our office, they used to give cash or vouchers for birthdays. And I said, I'm going to use this cash this year on my birthday to sign up for tennis classes because that's what I did when I was young. And I
Right.
said, let me start that. And she said to me, she's like, there's this school and you can join them. But to be honest, Tammy, in your size, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to play tennis and, manage. And it's been 5 years or 4 years since then.
Aha.
And to say the least, I love my tennis. I play twice,
Really.
thrice a week. I It was the best thing I could have done for myself because it motivated me to get into working out.
Hmm.
And yeah, so yeah, it was actually the choice of starting tennis. Then I started seeing people work out, and then I got into CrossFit. And I
Really.
have some really close friends who are into working out and CrossFit. And so that's just the journey has been I had started from
Right.
tennis, but now I do all type of workouts, from Pilates to CrossFit to
Wow.
cardio, fasted. I mean, you name it.
Incredible, Tamanna, incredible. And you have another exciting journey that I want to highlight, which is that you've built up a bank of expertise in marketing and branding. But you've also made the shift to social media. And I wanted to find out how that has impacted your rebranding and your personal branding and what adventures that's led on to.
So for as long as I can remember, I have worked in media. I'm in 15, 16 years, most of my adult life.
Aha,
And with my Kira of being Sindhi, I have this entrepreneurial bone in me. But it wasn't always sustainable. Like we all know, Dubai is expensive.
right.
And being an entrepreneur without an investor wasn't the easiest thing. So while working, I started up my side hustle.
Aha,
My biggest issue, I think, on my weight loss journey was the fact that I'm a big snacker by habit, and not so
Right.
much a sweet snacker, but a savory snacker.
Right.
And the choices available for savory snacking, at least here, were very, very limited and tasteless, if I may say so.
Right.
A vegetable chip, or the quinoa chips, and something that
Aha.
you're just eating like for the sake of eating. And I discovered this product called fox nuts, lotus seeds, along my
Right.
journey with actually a dietitian here locally, Rashi.
Aha.
And she said, have you tried these? You can, I'm also highly, I mean, I was highly diabetic, I'm still diabetic.
Really. Really.
um, and and I had to find snacks that were, as I said, not sweet, more savory, but
Aha.
were healthy and tasty, because I'm all about food, and you'll hear about that, I guess, as we go on in this conversation. So
Right.
I live to eat. So I discovered fox nuts, and I decided that I would do a side hustle, and use my contacts and my knowledge to kind of bring this brand to life here in the
Mhm.
UAE. And to be honest, I've received immense support from my colleagues, from my ex-clients
Mhm.
over the 15 years. But yeah, in an industry where a radio spot is my whole marketing budget, or a
Aha.
hoarding on the outdoor is my 10 years marketing budget, I really feel social media has helped the brand and me highlight the benefits of this product. And I collaborate with other brands. I've been partnering with influencers for the last few months, and
Really.
because the product is good, and I will wish one day you get to try it.
Oh, I
The
so hope
taste
so.
is, yeah, the taste is everything. It's really helped me, including using my network to bring the brand to life. It's just been over a year we've been in the market, but so far for a startup brand, I feel like we've done well. But social media definitely has been a big tool
Excellent.
when you have limited budgets. But again, because of my knowledge, I've used it smartly, and I've reached out for collaborations and influences.
Wonderful. I'm going to draw you back to what your Foxnut brand is called and the Instagram handle for it.
It's called Pop and Hop. We're Pop and Hop DXP. Um, culminating from pop, you pop, and it gives you energy, because if you read up on the product, it's full of antioxidants, full of
Aha.
vitamins, full of minerals. One of the most natural snacking products that you can get.
Right.
Um, Available in various brands as well, and flavors. But so far the feedback we have received is that taste is par excellent,
Excellent.
freshness. So yeah, but it's called Pop and Hop,
Excellent.
in 4 flavors. So yeah,
Wow.
give us a try.
Brilliant. Wonderful. And Tamanna, why has it become so important for you to share your journey and story in all journeys, basically? Why has it become so important for you?
From a business owner point of view, I thought I'd work from 9 to 6 for most of my life, right? So as I said, I started in corporate. I thought I'd die in corporate, or maybe not. As I said, I have an entrepreneurial kira, but that risk, to take was one that was something that I don't think many of us have. That um, I'm trying to find a usable word on social media, but the guts, yeah, the guts
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
kind of take it. You and I always said, the day I stop loving coming to office, the day wake up saying, oh, I don't want to go, will the
Right.
day I quit. And believe you me, Manisha, that was the day.
Right.
I stand true to that. Work had gotten so hectic. There was no 6 p.m. There was no 9 p.m. There was 2 a.m. mornings. There were New Year Eves
Ouch.
in the office till 12:30, and it would become a nightmare. And it was like,
Right.
do I have to wake up to go to work? And that's when I said, you promised yourself, Tammy, that that you wouldn't do this the day you felt this, and
Right.
that's it. And I actually woke up, and my husband was like, "Are you sure now? Market is tough." I said, "You know what? It doesn't matter. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like a dream. You may think that, but we'll figure it out."
Right.
So I feel that, the journey is important to share, because not everybody, one, has the wind beneath the wings that I have, which is definitely my husband, my
Oh.
family support. He really pushes my boundaries. He really encourages me. And I'm lucky to have my siblings here as well. My sister, my
Right.
brother both live here. My parents are all coming from very entrepreneurial, very, very, independent family background. So, it's been endless with them, and they've really helped me to path my journey, and I want to share that with people, because I know everybody's thinking about it. Everybody has an idea. Everybody has a dream that they may want to, kind of explore. But the question is that, shouldn't we, always sitting on the edge? I say start early, take the
Yeah.
plunge. I took the plunge very late. I had a lot of responsibilities, and still I took the plunge. Have a son, I have bills to pay, I have, rents to pay. But, when you're young and you have less responsibilities, so what?
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And so I'm going to try and boil it down, or try and bring it down to three salient or important learnings or insights you would like to share with us. I know that's going to be tough, but I'm going to try and bring it down to three.
Yeah, geez. I really feel like I have to narrow it down
Oh,
here.
you know what? Go crazy on us. You want to give us more than three? Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna try and keep it sweet and short.
Right.
I think self-confidence, self-belief is my number one. Um, as much as I say that people are wind beneath my wings, and have encouraged me through this journey, I will tell you that, when I wanted to quit, everybody questioned it.
Hmm.
And not a single, my closest, dearest, everybody was like, it's 15 years in the media. You're working at
Hmm.
a major multinational. You have no concrete plan ahead. Um, what are you going to do? You know, um, but, you need to look at yourself as an advocate. And once people see that you're confident, and you advocating yourself, and you start surrounding yourself with those kind of people, it all it's just, it's a snowball effect. But believe in yourself is my main, first, most important thing that I'd like to share with anybody. Because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't have the confidence, then how are you expecting everybody else to, you know believe in you? Today,
Right.
if I didn't take that step against everybody's recommendation or advice, then, and today they're like, wow, you've really, I mean, it's been less than a year, so obviously the journey's just begun. But
Right.
everybody's seeing what I'm doing, and how confident I am in where the future of my entrepreneurial journey is. And they're like, what, great on you. Especially with the COVID times, I'm not sleepless, that is the axe on my head, you know job, no job. I wake up, there's a different feeling when you're own boss. But yeah, point number one, be confident for sure.
Wonderful.
um my second one would be, and I think I faltered in some of these places, and I'd like to give that away in this, is that, keep learning. You can never learn enough. you know um I feel like in the media there came a point where digital became like, the end all and be all, and the youngsters came in and they just took over the show. And many of us, and me included, we didn't adapt fast enough. To be honest, on digital, you can never adapt fast enough.
No.
Today you're doing one thing, tomorrow that thing has completely changed, and I literally mean tomorrow.
Yes.
So definitely key, especially all my years in media, that's the main thing I've learned. And I think that everybody should take that out, that you need to keep learning. This is a journey. today, even with my weight loss, I keep reading, I keep, trying different things. Okay, I'm a plateau. How do I increase my metabolism? Okay, something's up about fasted cardio. Should I start fasted cardio? So I keep educating myself. I keep learning. You cannot assume and presume that you know it all. You need to ask, to seek advice. I spend a lot. I'm a people person, as you can see how much I talk. I like to
So sweet.
talk. I like to hear. I like to take feedback. I like to introspect. So yeah, definitely point number two. Keep learning. Yeah, especially if you're relying on digital platforms as your tool. Tomorrow is something new, and I mean tomorrow morning. I don't mean in the near future. Yeah, today if I learn to post something on Instagram, tomorrow they've literally changed how to use the portal. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think these are my two important takeaways. Definitely, these are the most. If you just have self confidence and you have that hunger and
To
thirst
learn
to learn, I don't need to give you more
more than that,
important
for
or
sure.
salient learnings. If you have these two strong, points with you, and you follow them, you can reach anywhere. And I literally
Bravo.
mean anywhere.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And on that note, I'm bringing you back to business and career. So, business and career wise, you've made or you've grown vertically and horizontally. You've moved into new markets, you've added new services, you've touched new products. Take us back a little bit and tell us more.
So it's a little bit of a wormhole. With me, it's once I start doing something and then it's going well, and then my confidence is built, and then I meet somebody along the way, and they're like, why don't you try this? Or your food is really good, and why don't you try? I mean, this example of this weekend, as you can see, my brother got married,
Yes.
and and I dressed up, and it was a very small, obviously in COVID, we were just 30 people, but I felt it was a festive and a festivity that I should dress up. He's my only brother,
Right.
and everybody was like, you should just get into clothes designing. Look at you. And I'm like, guys, hold on. This is like a wormhole. Every time somebody sees something I do well, and so, and that's what it is with, like you're saying, growing vertically, growing horizontally.
Right.
Obviously, when I quit my job, I initially started doing catering for corporates, and because my food was good. I'm Singaporean,
Right.
by birth. I've lived there, grew up there till like I was 20. Um, and I used to get a lot of specific requests. I used to do a Vietnamese curry. I still do a very good jollof rice, as you may know, Manisha,
Oh,
about jollof rice. My
now I'm
chichingas
hungry.
are one of, yeah, chichingas are
Really?
one of, so yeah, you name it. I definitely, because, for those that don't know, my spouse is from Ghana, from where Manisha is. And so I've got those roots, and I've got my Singaporean roots, and obviously being Indian, and I do fusion Indian. So I started with
Wow.
that, and then my health journey started, and and then I springed off into pop and hop because of snacking.
Ah,
And years later, in this journey, definitely Rashi Chaudhary has been one of my biggest champions. She helped me to shed my additional 10-15 kilos, and she introduced me to fox nuts, to lotus seeds. And now, in 2020, we have collaborated to launch our own healthy bowls, which is a little bit like a Asian desi kind of healthy bowls. It's a on delivery platform. So everything really basing out of my journey on
right.
weight loss. And so it's about making a healthy cauli rice biryani balanced meal.
Wow.
So that's called Bebo's bowls.
Aha.
We have like 10 bowls, and we just feel that that's a very that there's a missing space in the market here, and in many markets where there are a lot of predominant desis. And today's we feel the desi and the youngsters today are always on the go.
Right.
All are trying to be healthy, keto, paleo, gluten-free. You are running from pillar to post, and there's no option. It's just a salad. Is what you can pick up at on your way or order. Or if you order from some of the other good healthy options that you get here, it's mainly Gora type khana, grill or steam veggies,
Yes.
or maybe like gluten-free pasta. If you want to eat a wholesome dal chawal, but try and keep it low carb and make sure that it's got no nasties and it's cooked in ghee. There are not very many
Wow.
options. There are
Wow.
no options actually. If I order from an Indian restaurant, I'm surely going to have heartburn and this thing at the end of the meal. So we've tried
Wonderful.
to bring that alive over the last few months. But yeah, and Rashi trusted in me because I would go to her with like, Rashi, this avocado, I don't eat avo, but I've tried to make it with like curry patta and mustard seeds. And she's like, dude, how did you make this? How does it taste so good?
All
So
right.
yeah, my love for food and my hand in good food helped me to kind of,
Uh-huh.
yummy up my healthy meals,
Wow.
which was on my personal journey, and we've turned that into a business today. So yeah, definitely a wormhole that once I get in, and then there's just so many, avenues, and I try and base it around my journey, and
Uh-huh.
where I feel that people who struggle like myself, who live to eat, where you can get yummy options without having to be guilty. Yeah, that
Wonderful.
was my kind of, yeah.
Wonderful. So I'm rather intrigued with the name Bebo's Bowl. You want to tell us where it actually came up? Is there a good story behind that?
Well, I think we went through a lot of names, and it
Ah,
actually came up from a joint discussion, and there are two angles to it. Obviously, there's Bebo, who we all know,
is Karina
has an
Kapoor?
image.
Okay,
Yeah, so
all right.
she has that image, and she's got that body, she's got that persona. But then also
Ah,
came from Bebe, which is my partner Rashi's Punjabi, and it's that mother's kind of cooking. So there was that thought that Bebe's food and Bebo's food. So the fact that you can have mom style butter chicken or dal chawal, dal rice,
ah.
but still have a Bebo kind of look and feel was the kind of this connotation behind the name.
Oh, bravo.
Um, but yeah, I hope people get it though.
Oh, I definitely got the Karina Kapoor angle, but I'm so glad you you highlighted the other one. Um, and so this is all delivery based, as in delivery
It
online
is.
kind of thing,
It
or
is.
do
It
we
is.
find you in particular outlets in Dubai?
So for Pop and Hop, it's an office in FMCG, available across supermarkets, mainly Almaya supermarkets here in the UAE.
Uh-huh.
Available online, Amazon, Noon. We can be ordered, and even there's a WhatsApp link. With Bebo's Bowls, we're an online delivery takeaway, and it is based. We can do it on Zomato. You can do it on Deliveroo. You can do it on Talabat. We don't have a brick and mortar because the whole concept is about food on the go. In a
Lovely.
hurry, you're in the office, you want a healthy meal, you don't want to pick up a gluten filled sandwich from downstairs. You
Right.
pre order in 30, 40 minutes. Your balanced, low carb, gluten free, made in ghee meal is at your table.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's all based on online delivery.
Wonderful. And just because we're doing this interview, while I haven't eaten anything, so you can see all my questions are food based. I'm going to actually ask you what is one of your favorite Bebo bowls? Get me more hungry now.
So, many who don't know me, my dad is from Bangalore.
Ah,
He's born, brought up in Bangalore. So, home in India is Bangalore.
oh, really?
So, a lot of my childhood vacations went with my dada dadi in Bangalore, and I have a big South Indian fetish for food.
Ooh.
So we've developed an idli bowl that has a coconut chutney and a coconut sambar,
Oh,
because we want to avoid the use of dal for the
uh-huh.
gut. And the idlis itself are, part cauliflower and part rice. So again, lowering the
Oh,
carbs
wow.
significantly. And
Wow.
they are have to be. And even though I'm a hardcore non-veg, but I'm more hardcore, I think, South Indian food lover, and they have got to be my favorite bowl. The idlis with the chutney. I mean, I've had people try them and actually tell me that, do these have drugs in them? They're so addictive. So yeah,
Oh,
definitely my favorite one is the idli bowls. That's just because I'm South Indian lover.
oh, wow. Wonderful, wonderful. And now I'll take you back to a decade ago or a little over that. You've worked a corporate job for quite a while, for a significant number of years. Was it scary to quit and move in to embrace your passion and take up your side hustle? Was that a scary part of life?
Scary is a small word. It was very scary. All I would say is that, I was living a very cushioning life for 15, 18 years. I knew where my next paycheck was coming from, how much it was, where my bills were going to be paid. And
Ah,
so for me to take that plunge, or for anybody to take that plunge, it's got to be scary. There's no, I don't think I've met anybody who said that, oh, we quit a full time. And like I mentioned earlier, before we started, it was a very great post that I was in, because I've been in the agency for 12, 13 years. I climbed that ladder. So it took a lot of guts to pack up and say, you know what, this is it. I'm going to do my own thing. I finally met my group CEO for coffee a couple of months ago, and
ah,
he's a Desi guy, and he turned to me and he said, I don't even know how you did that. And I said, yeah, you wouldn't, because you're still here from the last 35 years. So it isn't easy. It's
right.
definitely scary. But you know what? I was in the media, so anybody who's been in the media knows that there's no timing, there's no
Yes.
overtime, there's no what you get is what it is, but it's all to a 20-hour days, 18-hour days, weekends, weekdays. We had weekend menus at a point where UAE wasn't opening, all restaurants in Media City through the weekend. So we had like a file of menus that were of restaurants that served in the weekend, because we would come in that many weekends.
Wow.
And I said, you know what? If I can hustle so much for somebody else's company and somebody else's business, then imagine the hustle that I'm ready to put in for my own, and
Exactly.
and the benefits that I'll reap. I'm not going to see the benefits, very honestly, Manisha, for at least 5 years to come, and
Right.
that's being optimistic. Um, but you know what, my passion fuels it. I love what I do. I love being my own boss. I love you know dictating how the social media post should look, as opposed to being dictated that, oh, move the logo here or do this here, do. And so I think that high really drove me to kind of to quit. But it's
Right.
scary, definitely. And I would definitely say that, what, like I mentioned earlier, youngsters, if you have a passion, start your side hustle. I should have quit 5 years ago. I
Uh-huh.
think I was 5 years too late in joining the entrepreneurial journey. But again, that addiction to your paycheck is difficult to kind of come off. I had
Yeah.
responsibilities. I have a son, my bills to pay. But before you get into all that, take the plunge. What
Yeah.
do you got to lose? If you're 30, 35, it's a 30, 32, you take the plunge. Doesn't work out after a few years, you always have the opportunity to go back. But
Right.
don't wait till it's too late, is also another piece of advice that I'd like to give.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And Tamanna, what's next on the cards for you? As in, which wormhole do we see you go
Ooh.
down now? Okay, so what's next on the
I,
cards?
as I said, like last week, somebody said I should get into fashion designing. So I wouldn't know. I can't say today. I don't know. Maybe a healthy master chef style show. Last night somebody said, "Oh, your food's so good. why don't you, start doing online classes? And I'm like,
Yeah.
please, I just can't take any more holes to fill right now.
Right.
And the one thing I didn't mention in the interview is that for sure this is the healthy side of me. But like I said, when I quit, I started with corporate catering. There is this catering passion that I have, and I do 2-3 times a week nowadays, for small groups, 10, 12. And
Really?
that's the old tamanna, and nothing in that is gluten free, and nothing in that is made in ghee, and but you will endeavor every bite of it. I've been told by those that
Uh-huh.
have had it. um, so I already have 3 journeys going on with pop and hop,
Right.
with Bebo's bowls, and with my passion, which I've named Cafe 971,
Ooh,
mind you. So that's a lot on my plate
I'm sure.
already. But definitely, I'd love to look at taking pop and hop global in the few years to come. I feel like that there's a huge opportunity for the
Right.
world to be able to snack on such a tasty, savory option.
Right.
So definitely that would be. I would like to expand the current lines I'm in, and maybe not fill more holes.
Wonderful. Tamanna, wow, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. I've learned so, so very much. So I'm
Thank
wishing
you,
you
Manisha. You
all the best
Thank you. Thank you.
in all your journeys, all the potential wormholes. I'm still hoping there's more on the cards for you. But wow, it's actually been fantastic speaking with you. Take care.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was great talking to you.
Take care for now. Bye.
Bye.